Hello everybody, we're here at Shara Yichud. Today is the 4th of Tishrei, and we have the Tzom Gedaliah, the Fast of Gedaliah has been delayed. Usually we fast the Fast of Gedaliah on the 3rd of Tishrei, but it was Shabbat, so the fast has been pushed off to today. So let's learn a little bit about who is this person, Gedaliah ben Achikam, and why is it that we are fasting on this day. In the time where Nebuchadnezzar, who was the Babylonian king that destroyed the first temple, when he came to Israel and he destroyed the temple, he took everybody from the land of Israel and put them into galut, into exile, and he left a little bit of people here inside Israel. And he had a financial interest in doing this, an economic interest, and that would be that the Jews were masters when it came to making what's called tchelet. Tchelet is a color, a dye that you get from a certain snail from the sea, and it is a very expensive dye, and the Jews were experts in making this expensive dye that Nebuchadnezzar had an interest in keeping that production line happening, so he left some Jews here. So too, we also had a wisdom in planting and producing oil out of the afarsemon, the persimmon, I don't know how to say it in English, but afarsemon, which is orange fruit that also has a beautiful oil to it. It has an amazing fragrance. So there was two reasons that he had an interest in leaving some of the Jews here in the land of Israel. But since he thought that there would be another Jewish rebellion against the Babylonians, so then he specifically left the simpletons and the poor people that wouldn't be able to come together and to form a proper rebellion. And on top of all of them, and he appointed the leader called Gedaliah ben Achikam, that he wasn't from the seed of the kingship. So there was no hope for the last people left in Zion to come together and to bring themselves back. And slowly but surely, all these people, all the Jews that were left in Eretz Yisrael started to come around Gedaliah, and they started to build their lives individually, slowly but surely. There was Jews that ran away to neighboring countries in the time of the war with the Babylonians, and they went to Ammon, Moab, Edom, basically what we know nowadays as Jordan, Lebanon, Egypt, Syria, all these places around us. And they heard that now there was this revival, a little bit of a revival, and a little bit of breathing room for the Jews in the land of Eretz Yisrael by way of Gedaliah ben Achikam, who was appointed by Nebuchadnezzar. So they started to leave all of these foreign countries and come back into Eretz Yisrael under the leadership of Gedaliah. And these rumors that Am Yisrael was coming back to their land, even as the exile had just begun, but that there was some kind of hope that there could be a Jewish community in Eretz Yisrael, these rumors started to come around, and they got to the ears of a person, a king that was named Balis. Balis was the king of Ammon. Ammon is like Amman, it's essentially what is now called Jordan, and he was a big enemy of the people. He was a big enemy of Nebuchadnezzar, and he had this plan and this vision that he wanted to exterminate and end the rule of Nebuchadnezzar in the land of Israel as soon as it started. And how did he want to do this? He wanted to kill Gedaliah. Gedaliah was Nebuchadnezzar's token Jew that could be his chess piece that he could use in order to maintain his rule here in Israel. And if you lose Gedaliah, then that's one of the ways you could lose Nebuchadnezzar. But how was he meant to do this? He checked and found out that the best person to carry out this assassination was a Jew by the name of Ishmael ben Netanya. Ishmael was a very wicked and evil Jew, and he was extremely jealous of Gedaliah that was appointed by way of Nebuchadnezzar. And he thought that the kingship should have been for him. He was the fitting heir to the throne, since he was from the seed of David. He was one of the people in the line of the Davidic dynasty, and he should have been the person that took over the land of Israel after the war. But Nebuchadnezzar knew that he didn't want to put a person from the seed of David as the leader of Israel. Therefore, he put Gedaliah ben Achikam. So Ishmael ben Netaniah was very jealous of this and upset. So Balis, this king of Ammon, trusted in him, and he would do good work, and he would bring to a quick and speedily assassination of Gedaliah. This secret information made it to the ears of a Jew by the name of Yochanan ben Korach. Yochanan was one of the ministers of the army of Israel, and he went straight away to Gedaliah quietly, and he told him, "Know that Balis, the king of Ammon, is sending Ishmael ben Netaniah to come kill you." But Gedaliah was such a tzaddik that he didn't want to believe and didn't want to receive the words of Yochanan, because they were, so to say, Lashon Hara. And Yochanan kept begging him, "Please, please, I'm begging you, don't let this thing happen. Don't let him come into your midst. Don't even let him come close to you. He's going to kill you, and it's going to be a big danger. The second that you die, all of the hope that we have left here in the land of Yehuda and the land of Judea is done. You are our last hope. And all of the nation, if you die, they will be spread out. And if you think, and if you have a suspicion that you yourself might kill Ishmael, give me the permission, and I will kill him secretly, and no one will know that it was you that sent me." This is what Yochanan says to him. Yochanan, again, is a warrior, he's a general, and he's telling Gedaliah, "Listen, he wants to kill you, and if you think that you're going to kill him, let me do it, and no one will know that it was you." But Gedaliah didn't agree in any shape or fashion. Sheker ata dover odot Ishmael. He said, "You're lying about Ishmael." He should have, Gedaliah, according to the finer details of the story, he should have paid attention to this threat. It's an imminent threat. A person's coming to kill you. The Torah says you have to kill them first. You have to prevent this. You're not allowed to let yourself just go because you want to be so righteous and not listen to negative things about other people. You should never accept negative things about other people. But when it's an imminent threat to your life and there's politics here involved and you can actually be killed, then that's for benefit, and you're allowed to listen to that kind of stuff. And you not only are you allowed to listen to it, you have to defend yourself and you have to act upon it. On Rosh Hashanah in the year 3339, 52 days after the destruction of the temple, Ishmael ben Netaniah came with 10 of his evil friends, and they asked Gedaliah to sit down for a conversation and different things about the kingship. They sat together, they ate, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Ishmael and his men get up, they hit and they killed Gedaliah and all the people that were there in his army. And even they killed the Babylonian soldiers that were left there by Nebuchadnezzar in the land of Israel. The day after that, Ishmael got up and he slaughtered another 70 people. And whoever was left, Ishmael went to send them off to Abud, to this place where Balis was, where Balis hired Ishmael to kill Gedaliah. He sent them off, whoever was left in the land, to that place, Ammon. But on their way to Ammon, Yochanan, the son of Korach, Yochanan ben Korach, all of a sudden shows up with his army. And when Ishmael saw him, he retreated and ran away with 8 of his people. The rest of the refugees that were left there came and surrounded themselves around Yochanan ben Korach, and they ran as fast as possible out of the land of Israel because they were very, very scared of what Nebuchadnezzar was going to do. The fact that all of his soldiers were killed and Gedaliah, who's his appointed minister, were killed, so for sure he's going to take revenge against the Jews and he's just going to go off on a killing spree. And like we learned from the Gemara, since permission was given to the angel of death, he doesn't make differences between the tzaddikim and the rashaim. Doesn't matter whether you're righteous or not. Once there's a decree against the Jews, you're just a Jew. And it comes for everybody. So they wanted to run away and they ran to Egypt. But also there, the sword of Nebuchadnezzar found them, and the whole entire people that were left inside the land of Israel were wiped out. And even after they had run away from the land of Israel, they continued to get wiped out. And then the Tochachav, the Torah came from Vayikra, Parashat Bechukotai, Ve'etchem Ezra Bagoyim, I will take you and spread you out in the nations, V'rikiti Acharechem Charev, and I sent after you a sword, V'ayta Artzachem Shmama, and your land will become desolate, V'arechem Yu Chareba, and your cities will become destroyed. And this is the reason that we fast on this day. This is the reason for the fast of the 3rd of Tishrei, which essentially really happened on Rosh Hashanah, but we don't fast on Rosh Hashanah, so we pushed it off to the 3rd of Tishrei. The fact that once the last Tzaddik was killed, once Gedaliah was the last righteous person left in the land of Israel who could have been a leader, once he was killed, there was no hope for the people in the land of Israel. And this is what the rabbi said, that the killing of the tzaddikim is like the destruction of the temple. Like we have fasts on the destruction of the temple, we have a fast on the destruction and the killing of the tzaddikim that were left in the Eretz Yisrael. Because they have the ability to give hope, they have the ability to help us to continue to be leaders that we could pick up off of their backs and to rebuild our lives and to rebuild our communities and to keep going as Jews in our holy land. But if the tzaddikim are taken out, then it doesn't matter if there's even 100,000 people here. If there's no tzaddikim, they won't be able to last. And since Am Yisrael was taken to into Babylon in exile, so too all of the birds and all of the fish went with them. And up until 52 years, there wasn't seen any bird in Eretz Yisrael. It says Me'of HaShamayim, it says in Yirmiyahu, in Jeremiah 9, Me'of HaShamayim v'ad be'eman nedu alchu, that from the birds of the sky up until the animals in the land, everybody was exiled, everything was taken out. There was nothing in this land at all. 700 minei dagim ו800 minei ofot alchu me'em leBavel. We're taught, it says that 700 different types of fish and 800 different types of birds went out of the land of Israel into the land of Babylon. V'sheva shanim nitkaim ba'aretz. 7 years it was like that in the land of Israel. Gofrit v'melech serafa v'chol arza lo tizra v'lo tatzmiach v'lo ya'aleh ba kol ha'esev. For 7 years there was sulfur everywhere and salt and burning in the whole entire land of Israel. You weren't able to plant anything and nothing would grow, and no grass was growing, no vegetation, nothing. This place was completely desolate, in ruins. Shayu hagoyim zorim ba v'azraim nisrafim. The goyim, the non-Jews that were left here in the land of Israel after all the Jews were taken out, and those that moved in here, they would put seeds in the ground, and the ground would completely burn the seed. They weren't able to do anything, because this is the land of the Jews, not the land of anybody else. And they won't ever be able to build anything here without us. So V'ezrat Hashem Yidibarach, we are going to continue and stay here in the land of Israel and keep on serving Hashem. We're not afraid of anything. We have tzaddikim. We're back. We're building back up our hope and our homeland. And we're going to keep on pushing forward. V'ezrat Hashem Yidibarach.